Evening. Welcome to the Harmony of Minds podcast. Now, Harmony of Minds podcast is where we bring unhinged, authentic, cringe-worthy stories in the creative sector. And I need to remind you that Harmony of Minds is an initiative. Harmony of Minds podcast is an initiative by Harmony of Minds, where we bring for you poets, fashion designers, dancers, any form of art and creativity that you would know. We are the people to bring that to you. Today we're having an amazing guest. I could say a lot about her. She's a fashion designer. She's a mentor. She's a sister. She's a I don't know mother. Not not yet. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Wine Kirabo.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Wine.
Hello.
Is it okay if I can call you Kirabo because I feel as if
Yeah,
that's
sure.
more easier?
100%.
Okay. Yeah. So please tell us more about yourself.
All right. So my name is Winnie Chirabo, and I am a fashion designer, and I'm based in Barcelona, Spain. I'm here in Uganda for approximately 2 months, and within these 2 months, we're going to be doing a lot of things like
Yes.
these kind of meetings where we
Yes.
get to talk with people and share our opinion about the fashion industry specifically. And also, we are going to be doing a mentorship program, and we are obviously working together with Harmony of Minds to make sure that we put our knowledge out there for the young designers, the upcoming designers, to also tap into the same kind of opportunities that we are
Yes.
able to have. Wanchirabo is also known for its mixed culture kind of fashion.
Wow.
What we do, we create fashion that mixes Occidental culture, which is primarily where we are located, which is Barcelona, Spain, and Africa, where of course I'm from, right
yes.
here. So we mix these two cultures together, and we come up with
Wow.
the kind of designs that you will be able to see on our website or on our social networks. Yes.
Wow. I have personally seen your website, and I love like you're using Chikoi, Kitengi, and all of that. Kind of like aesthetics, like African, and then that the European. Is it something that you have ever thought about prior to you going to Spain? Yes.
No, I never actually thought about fashion in that direction.
Oh.
I think for me, going to that direction was mainly me finding myself and trying to find that middle point that represents me, that speaks to me. Because I got to realize, just a little backstory. Before going to Spain, I was doing fashion, but I was doing mainly all African print kind of looks. And when I reached there, I realized that the people wanted something else, because they were watching my work and were saying, it is beautiful, but it's not us. We cannot wear it. We don't know where to wear it to. So I thought the best thing to do was to find that middle point where they still have what they like, because obviously they
The
liked
market,
it,
yes.
but they couldn't wear it because they didn't know where to wear it to.
Yes,
So I thought,
yes.
if we find that middle point, we'll be able to capture the market that we want to. And so that is where we decided to rebrand. And I say we because I'm not alone in Wine Chirabo. There is a team behind Wine Chirabo.
wow.
So when I say we, it's because of that.
Because of the team.
The team. Okay.
When did you realize that fashion speaks more than just a clothing? When as an artist and as a fashion designer, do you really see that often, whereby someone puts on a cloth and it changes maybe a vibe that they have? They came sad, and then when they put on a cloth, then they're happy. Does that happen to you as a designer? Do you see it often? And if so, how does it make you feel as the design of a cloth that has made someone feel a certain way?
It actually does. Fashion kind of changes the way people feel.
Wow.
For example, when my clients come to me and they're explaining to me, maybe they are going for a wedding or they are going for a red carpet. When they're explaining their idea, especially because we have it so clear that when you're asking for a dress from us, we do not do your design.
Oh, wow.
We do our design. So when you come to us, it's because you've seen an outfit on our website and you say, for example, I like the Roots collection, but specifically that dress. And maybe it's because your skin tone is more cold, and it's like, but these colors are too warm, they're going to make me look dull, so we work around that. But when they're explaining what they want, you can see how they light up. You can see how they're excited already about the image that they have of how they're going to look like after they have that dress. And then when you see them wear that dress and they feel really part of it, because that's the whole thing about Wainchiraho. It's when you are a European woman, which is primarily our market. So when you wear our dress, we want you to feel like you are represented. But we also have Africans that are living in Spain. So when they buy our dresses, they also feel represented. And there is that feeling that they always have. They always tell you, I love these outfits because much as I see that there is all of these prints, I still feel like it's part of me. Like I don't feel like you neglected me. And when the African wears it, they also tell you the same. So just that feeling for us, it's empowering in a way. Yeah.
I know you coming up with the designs that you do, it came from, you talked of identity, and then you said when you were a fashion designer, first started to do with African prints, and then you matched the both of them. But as you were doing that, didn't you feel like you're leaving a part of yourself, mixing these two cultures? Did you feel like, oh, I'm leaving, I'm sort of like betraying what I believed fashion should be?
I think honestly, from the end of your question,
yes.
I don't know if I knew what fashion was.
Oh,
because I had never gone to fashion school prior.
Interesting.
So I didn't know what fashion was. So I was just doing what I saw everyone else doing,
Okay,
so there wasn't anything about what I was doing that was authentically me. It was mainly what I knew everyone
what was
to do,
familiar
what
to
was
you.
familiar to me, but it wasn't who Winnie was, And so going to uni, for example, it taught me like, okay, here we are, there is a history of fashion, it comes from here, it comes from there, and this is how you do patterns. Okay, now Winnie, here you go, create something that speaks to you. So when it came to that, I think for me, it was not knowing where I was going with fashion. I was just doing things that are familiar. And for me, going and studying it was mainly to empower myself as well.
wow.
So I could represent who I wanted Winnie to be. Because being in a place that is foreign to you, you want to show people that this is who I am. But also you have to remember that people have their own culture. And they expect you to be part of it, not them to change their lives to accommodate you. So it was a point for me where I was like, okay, so if Winnie was to wear a dress to go for a party, in a Spanish party, how would she dress up? So that they can know that, she's not just trying to forget where she's from. Exactly, but she is also...
That became your authenticity, your story.
Exactly.
I'm a Ugandan and I'm African who's now in Europe, and now this is now me. I'm not only African, I'm not only European, but this is a story that I have. Wow, interesting. This brings me to even identity. You as a fashion designer, if you're working, for example, with not a model, but a customer or a client that is dealing with identity issues. For example, they come and like, I have big hips, I don't want to show, make for me. I don't know how it can be done, but how do you deal with clients that come and then they have maybe identity issues, self-esteem? How would you probably, and a designer out there or someone that is dealing with self-esteem, how would you tell them? What would you tell them?
Well, let me begin from the start.
Okay.
I like that you put it that way, because when you check our website, you will know that we stress that our clients are empowered women, but not because they do not have any issues. And that is why our dresses, when you ask me who is that target client, our target client is a woman in their 40s and up.
Oh,
And that is not to say
wow.
that a girl in their 20s cannot purchase our outfits. Yes,
Yes,
they
yes.
can, but we target mainly the 40s and up. And these are
Wow.
women that their bodies are starting to change. They have a lot of cellulites maybe, or
Yes.
the body is changing generally.
Yes.
So they have a lot of things that they want to cover up. And because of that, you'll see that our silhouettes, they're mainly flaring out. They're like an A line. They
Wow.
tend to flare out so that
Oh, it makes
your
sense.
body is kind of humbled in a way that creates a silhouette that is
Yes.
desirable. Only if that's what you want, because there are also
Yes.
some people that they just want the silhouette to be more boxy.
Yes.
There are so many things that you can do with fashion, but mainly our dresses are meant for that kind of woman. You'll see that we use a lot of long sleeves in our dresses mainly, and it's also because of that. We do a lot of jackets. It's all because of trying to see how do we work with the body changes, but yet create a desirable silhouette mainly.
Wow.
So, and for a fashion designer that is trying to figure out how to work around
Yes.
bodies, I would say try working with mannequins first
Oh, okay.
and drape things, and you see how they fall. And then if you have a friend, try to work with them, and you see how
okay.
your outfit actually works on a real human.
Yes,
That is what I would tell them to first do.
Wow, interesting. Because you've talked about something that is very crucial. You know, the fashion industry is known for the young, you know, from 18 actually, 18, from around 25. And then the others are forgotten, you know, no one is thinking about them. But it's good to know that you're using your creativity to empower a woman that society has deemed forgotten, or that has deemed, your body is now not good enough. And I think it's a beautiful thing for even me as a woman as well, and I'm sure as many women that are listening in right now. But then you talked of a creative, a designer first trying on, a mannequin. And, like some designers, like artists, we are so critical about our work. We love things to be perfect, because you see a runway. I saw Winnie Kirabo doing her runway. I want it exactly like that. Nothing should change. I want the colors. I want the light. Everything has to be like hers. How can you tell an artist, a fashion designer out there, to sort of like take it slow, don't be hard on themselves as a designer? Please tell them something.
Number one, as a designer or as a business person, I would just say as a business person,
Yes.
you have to have direction.
Yes.
If you do not have direction, you're going everywhere, but you're not going anywhere at the same time. Because if you say, I'm going to Kawempe, but then I want to go to Bugolobi, Oba, let me go to Mbarara. Neda, let's go to Jinja.
Yes.
Where exactly are you going to go? You're going to stay stuck right there. Where you're having that conversation of where to go is exactly where you're going to stay stuck. So I think it's very important to first understand, where do you want to go with your brand, with your business, with whatever you want to do. You first have to establish, okay, now I want to go to Mbarara, and you just head to Mbarara. Forget that the people in Jinja are having fun. Your question has to be, in Mbarara, the kind of fun they are having, is it the kind of fun I want to have?
Yes.
If it's a yes, because people can be having fun, but they're listening to jazz music, and you're a fan of pop.
Yes,
and then you go to jazz.
Yes.
And you will reach there after the first song might sound like, okay, I can do this, I can do this.
Yeah.
And the second song, the third, and at the end of the day, the whole night they are playing jazz. Aren't you bored already?
Yeah.
Exactly. So if Wine Travel is doing a runway and it's all glitz and everything and the borders and and you look at it and you're like, ooh, I want exactly that. You're not Wine Travel. Number one,
Identity,
my clientele, it's women that are in their 40s.
Yes.
So the kind of runway that speaks to them is not the kind of runway that speaks to your clientele, which is probably girls in their 20s, in their 30s, that they just like a hip style and all of that. That is not my clientele. So if you do my type of runway, maybe your clientele will get bored with it, and then you're losing clients. So I would say just focus on who your client is and give your clients what they want, not what you saw Balenciaga do. Yeah,
True.
exactly.
Oh wow, you've talked about something so important. I think every creative should have that mentality, is that you competition and not competition, sorry, comparison. That is the thief of all joy, whereby you're creating something that is amazing and beautiful, but then because you're having this comparison with another brand, now you're seeing yours as not amazing and beautiful as it is in actual sense. Oh wow, that's
But I mean,
that's
it's okay to look at other people's work, you know, because you also need to know who your competition is. What are they doing?
Yes.
How are they doing what they are doing? So, because at times when you don't have something that lights up a fire under you get too comfortable. So it's also nice to look at your competition. However, it's also important for you to not forget what
Who
your
you
vision
are, yeah.
is. Yeah. So if the other people in the other club, they are painting green, you will be like, oh, okay, green is working
good.
for them.
Yeah.
Maybe let us refresh our color. Yours is white. Just paint another layer of white so that it looks more new, more fresh, you know, but don't do a green.
What they're
Because your
doing.
clients want white. So I think that is that. You just, it's okay. Look at your competition. Look at what they are doing. But try to make it work for your clientele.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you, when you're creating, take us through your creative process, mentally, emotionally. It could be runway. I don't know. Okay, let's start with the cloth itself, and then we shall graduate from something else.
So usually when I'm starting to design, it's weird. I never really plan a day, and I'm like, today is the day I'm going to design.
Oh,
No,
yes.
I never. I usually have my design book right there on my table, so that
Okay.
if I see something that speaks to me in a certain way, I just sketch it down. It could be really so rough and non-understandable, but I know what the idea is right there. So that is how I develop my designs. I usually just have the book right there so that I note down everything. And I always work with a little small notebook so that when I meet things happening in the around me, I can still write. I was making someone laugh earlier that one of the things that I do, or I used to do it lately, I don't do it as much. But what I used to do before is that I used to be like a critic.
Oh,
like I would just sit there in the bar having my coffee, and people are passing, and I'm like, those jeans, I wouldn't have worn them like that. I would wear them like this. How about like that? And then I'm starting to layer out my own design on top of another design.
Oh, wow.
So basically, that is how I used to do my work. I used to look at people and just keep on changing stuff and like and I think because of that, when you will see the project that we are doing with the mentorship, I told them, pick a wine Chirawa design and try to change whatever you want. Just use it as your inspo, because that is what I was doing. I was watching someone and I see that they are dressed so well, but there is so much that I would do to make it, in my opinion, elevated. In their opinion, probably it's already elevated. Because when I do my design, for me, it's elevated enough. That is why I put it out there. But I've told the people we are mentoring, hey, take it. I know for me it's already elevated to where I want it to be. But take it and let's see what you can do with it. So in the design process, that is how I do. I just walk around with my little notebook and I jot down everything. And then while I'm at home or in my workshop, there is always a sketchbook right there. So that if something pops up, I put it down.
Oh, wow. How about, for example, do you, because I know, I hear, I don't know so much about the terms in fashion, because you hear stylist, fashion designer. I hear a fashion designer does not tailor their clothes. So do you tailor your own clothes, or you have a tailor that does that? You just, design these other designs and then someone tailors them?
Okay, so I do design, I do patterns, I do tailor.
Oh, wow.
And I do style.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I think up until last year, where work was overwhelmingly much, that is when I started outsourcing tailoring help. But up until then, I was tailoring everything myself.
Wow,
Yes.
wow. Can you give us, because there could be a designer out there that would want to be a designer, but sometimes they do not know the difference between all of these other things, and they could be doing all of them as well. But you know, it becomes more important when you know that, oh, what I'm doing right now is that I'm styling. You know, right now I am tailoring. You know, can you kind of like just give us a distinction between these three ideas in fashion?
Okay. So number one, I want to say, as a fashion designer, it's very, very important for you to understand all the genres that go under fashion. That is tailoring, that is pattern making, that is styling. All of these things you have to. You have to, because when you are designing an outfit, even just drawing it, number one, you have to know, okay, now I have drawn this dress. How does someone enter this dress? Do they need a zipper here? Okay, let's put a zipper here. Or do they need it here? But if we put it here, Atenga, the arms are tight. How will they enter in through here? Atenga, the neck is also tight. So that means the zipper will not go here. It has to go at the front or at the back. You get, so you need to understand all of these things. The pattern making, which is where you kind of get the design off the paper, and now you have to put it on a bigger sheet of paper, so that you can create what we call a pattern. For example, if I unstitch this sleeve, it will open up. So this open piece is what we call a pattern. So as a fashion designer, you're supposed to know that, okay, if my client comes and she is a little bit bigger in the waist, what kind of pattern should I do? Where should I put the dots? Which are the fitted lines, the ones that pull in the fabric? You have to know all of these terminologies as a fashion designer. So you cannot really just say, I'm going to sketch, and then they will design, they will tailor and do the patterns. It is cool. I've done that before, and it turned out horribly. It turned out horribly because I could not communicate myself when they were saying things. Ate wano anaying wano teka zipu. Okay,
like,
and you just say yes because you don't know. You don't know whether the zipper should go there. We do like this. You don't know. So it's very important for you to understand these things, and then you can delegate.
Yes.
Like, for instance, I've been doing my own tailoring, the entire process actually. Not because I cannot do it with other people, but I needed to first understand also the brand itself. Where is it going? Because when someone now does a jacket and I see that it's not a 1 inch jacket, I'll tell them, unstitch that, let's put this, remove that. I know exactly what I'm talking about. And
because you've been hands-on.
Exactly. Then it's easy to direct.
Wow.
Then who is a stylist? A stylist, who is a tailor? A tailor is the one that after you've cut your fabric, then all of those pieces are there, laid down, the tailor puts them together and creates the dress.
Wow.
But then a stylist is the one who will see the dress and say, okay, let's put the dress with these heels or the boots. Let's put on a hat or let's put on a scarf. So you're the one that elevates the look and put it in a way that someone would see themselves in it. Yeah. Let's put a bag. No, don't put the bag here. Put it here. You know. Okay. Now we are going to do a photo shoot. Put now the glasses. Cut. You touch the glasses. Cut it. Do like that. That is the stylist. Is the one that puts these little spices.
Yes.
To
what has been
the
made is the way they. They use it up.
Exactly. That's the word.
Okay, so we've talked about your creative process, your creative design. Now the runway process. How does the runway process go?
So the runway, generally you meet up with modeling agencies.
Yes.
If you have like, for instance, for us, we have already a modeling agency that we trust to give us models. So usually we tell them, we're looking for models that are between this size and that size and this height. So they send us their portfolios and we look through them and we decide, okay, this dress will look perfect. No, we need someone that is maybe like this. Do you have someone that is redhead? I don't know, just to say something. Or do you have a bald-headed girl? That is the one I'm looking for. So that is how we go through the selection of the model and deciding who would fit better in
the first process in working on your runway project is singling out the models that can go with the dresses, with the clothes. Okay.
Because then the vibe that they have also helps to understand how the runway should go.
Okay.
basically.
When it comes to, because I believe when you talk about like the runway, it goes more than even the models, like the logistics of things, the branding. Okay, the branding, yes, the brand is there, but the marketing and the silhouette, the runway platforms
Itself, yeah.
themselves. How do you deal with the pressure of dealing with all of that?
Okay.
Yes.
So luckily, we come from a place where there are so many people that their jobs are that.
Oh,
You know, like I don't have to organize a runway. There are people that are always organizing runways, so I don't have to. Yeah, they will organize a runway and tell
you
me,
bring them
"Wine,
model.
would love to see your designs on this runway." So, for instance, we know that there are runways every year that we are on those runways. So we don't really organize like everything. There are already people that is their job.
Provide the runways.
Exactly. And I think that is the place where as Uganda, we have to tap in and start looking at fashion as a business, not as a hobby, because then you have all of these entities that can provide these kind of services that you don't have to say, I want models until you start going on the streets hunting for
Can you
models.
help me?
Oh, that one at the ATM, that one. She's told she will work. You don't have to go all of that. You have to contact a modeling agency. You know people that organize runways, so you send messages, email, professional emails, not just a message on the DMs, and you're like, hey, I want to be on your runway, please. No. No. And I know that they know themselves that I've sent us also messages. I want to be your model. Good for you. Where is your portfolio? You know, you have to go a little bit professional with these things. So you got your email, type in a formal message and send it to the people, attach your portfolio and say, hey, here I am. I would like to showcase in your sustainability fashion runway, or I want to participate in this whatever fashion week you're doing. And they will reply to you and tell you, okay, these are our guidelines. You should have at least this amount of pieces. If you can afford it, you do it. If you cannot, well and good. You just say thank you for the information. We'll revise it and get back to you. That's it.
Wow.
So basically, that is all of the runway process. It's an email, professional email, request for a runway to be done by the people that organize runways.
Yes.
And if they say yes, you're in. That's it.
Oh, wow. Interesting. When for the runways, after you're done with the runway, with the runway show, and then they're clapping, and then because I usually see designers coming up as the last, they're bowing and everything. How is that feeling? Kind of like explain to us, how do you feel in those moments? Give us just 3 examples of runway. Maybe this runway, I felt this way. Yeah.
I think I'll go to my first runway.
Yes.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous because it was this point of, number one, as the runway is happening, you're thinking, are they even liking the pieces?
Yes.
What if I go out and not even anyone claps? They're like, shit, another one. So that was my feeling while I was at the backstage as the girls were going out. All I was thinking is like, please like it, please. Yes. And then when I got out and I saw people clapping and happy and uploading, I was like, and then you know how you walk out and you're all geeked. If you see,
I think now that's how I'm understanding that. Yeah, it's making sense. Wow.
Yeah, because most of the times, or the photos that they take of me when I'm walking out of there, and it's crazy. It never grows old. Even up to now, when I'm walking, when my dresses are going out, I'm like, like this one, please. So it's that point of when I get out, all my photos, you will see that there is a way I am smiling, that I'm just so excited. Sometimes I'm like, like rockstar, like we did it.
Yes.
So it all depends on all of those feelings.
Yes.
So that is
so many emotions running wild within you. Oh wow, interesting. So give us some, maybe one more of another experience.
That will be, I think, this final one.
Yes.
I was so not ready for it because and not because they hadn't given me like a month or two notice that the runway was there. I
Yes.
knew that it was there,
Yes.
but there was so much that we were planning. Of course, we have the East African tour that we have to do, a lot of interviews and
Yes.
everything. So it was all answering emails and all of that and trying to prep
Yes.
for the trip and everything. So the runway literally happened the day before we had to travel to here.
Yes, yes.
So it was all stressful, and I was not sure that I had everything right.
Yes, yes.
You know, when you plan, because I like to style my look for the runway. I do know.
Wow.
I'm so
Just don't want
particular
to-
on that part.
You yourself you have to be the billboard as a person.
Exactly. I want that if there is a hat, I want there to be a hat. If there isn't, I don't want it there. So I don't want someone to specifically decide that, okay, we put a hat. No. We will do that on the photo shoot. But on the runway, I want it to be raw
Yes,
in a way, because I want the people to have their eyes on my dress. I don't want it to be on a hat or on sunglasses. I want it on the dress.
Oh, wow.
And this time around, I wasn't feeling ready. But the time had come and I had to go.
I had to
Because
go.
I was even still working on one of the collections that we are working on, and I was meeting with the tailor and all of that. And after meeting with the tailor, I had like 1 hour to shower up, pack up the car and drive off to the runway.
Wow.
So I was definitely not
Wow.
ready. And when we reached there, I was
Nervous.
I was nervous. It was like my first runway all of a sudden. Honestly, it was like, what?
Wow.
I don't even remember the faces of the models, please. And then there I was scribbling with a phone. I think that it was, this last
How
one
did
was
you
a bit-
deal with it like that? Because I believe there was like some stress to it, some like I can only imagine, but how have you coped from that experience?
I think the time you just you get to understand that, hey, we have to do this. You're nervous.
You have to
Good.
move on.
Good. Because I
What
was
next?
working in customer care before, and I
Yes.
remember the supervisor used to tell us, log in your tempers, your everything, your emotions at the door and leave them there. So I carry that with me as well up to now.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how prepared I am or not. Like this time around, I knew it. The show is here. I have to do the show.
Oh, wow.
So I had to log it in
Wow.
and save it in there so that when I get out, I can pick it back.
Yes, you can pick it back and deal with it later.
Exactly, and deal with it later. So that is how I cope with it. It's
Wow.
to just know that there is nothing you can do now. The show is here and it has to
Yeah.
happen. People are there sitting
Yes,
waiting.
the show
for you.
has to begin.
It
The
has
show
to
must
go
be.
on.
Wow. What advice could you give to a creative? I know you've been giving them still advice, but to a fashion designer specific, even a creative that is dealing with that kind of like unreadiness, and then they cannot, they back out. They're like, oh, no, I cannot. I'm not yet ready. What advice would you give them?
It doesn't stop. So if you know you cannot take the fire, like the Bazungu say, get out of the kitchen.
Wow.
Honestly. And I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm just being blunt.
Yes.
Because
Please
it doesn't
do.
stop.
Yes.
It doesn't stop. The nerves keep coming. Because every collection people expect better than what they saw.
Yes.
So when are you going to stop backing out? That means you're not going to go ahead. So
Wow.
if you feel like you cannot keep going, it's going to be harder for you.
Yes.
And the thing that I always say, in the world of creatives, you're like your own cheerleader. Because at the end of the day, everyone else will be telling you, yeah, that was nice. But when it's time to create, you're alone.
Yes.
So if you cannot cheer yourself out of those nerves, it's going to be hard. So I'm going to ask you to first sit back, work on yourself, on your nerves.
Yes.
Understand how to work through them. If, for example, you work best with music in the background, put music in the background and work. If you feel like, I work better when it's raining, whenever it rains, run and pick that book and start sketching.
Wow.
That's
Or
what
put
I'm
rain
going to tell.
sounds.
Yeah, try to get yourself in a headspace where you can take yourself out of those nerves, because they are not going to end.
Yes.
Every
that's
single
true.
design comes with its own pressure. It comes with, and every client comes with their own challenges. So you
Yes,
cannot just keep
yes.
on saying, me, I think this is too much. Me,
I'm
let's face
backing
it
out.
tomorrow. The client says, me, I want my dress tomorrow. So you cannot back out today so you can do it tomorrow if they want the dress tomorrow. So Try to
Oh,
find a
wow.
way that you can work around your nerves.
Wow.
Yeah, find method.
That's really great advice, because like as creatives, I have met so many creatives that sometimes you meet them and then you're like, oh, you're going for music, or you're going to go for maybe an interview in like maybe 2 days. Are you prepared? Oh, but I'm thinking about it. Oh, am I ready? I don't know. I'm thinking money. I've already got the money to get my dress. And I'm like, what? Like, even thinking of money, money shouldn't be something I should be thinking about. But sometimes I think what you've said, like, it never stops. Like the pressure never stops. The anxiety never stops. You have to just learn how to be resilient enough to overcome and go past that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
I think that's something that is very important for a fashion designer out there to know. But then yeah, okay. I wanted to talk about the competition. I know Spain, Barcelona is like highly competitive when it comes to fashion. You've talked about Louis Vuitton, Chanel. How do you deal with this competition? How do you stand out from these maybe brands that have been there for, I don't know, centuries? I don't even know.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out? I know, yes, there is culture, the African and the European, but also as a businesswoman, how do you stand out?
I think that is where it comes in play, when you have to find your market. When you find your market, when
Oh,
someone is looking
okay.
for a design that Waincharabo makes, they will type in African fashion designer in Europe, or mixed fashion culture brand in Europe,
Yes, yes.
and they will find me. They are not going to find Chanel, I promise you, because they don't do
Yes,
that.
they don't do
So it's
that.
very important for you to strategically locate yourself and find that place that is you,
Yes.
so that when they search for you, you are among the top 5 search. Because trust me, in this right now, people with their fingers scrolling, the first few that they see, those are the first ones. When you go to Google search, most of us, the first one they put at the top is the one you tap. You don't even know who is the second one. So you have to
At least you're among that 5. They'll be like, this one, okay, let me go here.
exactly. So when they tap on the first one and it's not what they like,
Yes,
by the
yes.
5th one they are tired of searching for that particular look that they are going for, and they're probably changing their minds. So I would say, number one, it's what we did. We strategically positioned ourselves. We said, okay, as Waincharabo, how can we make sure that we stand out? That if someone is looking for a dress
Yes, yes.
that has a particular character, they're not going to find the other designers, but they're
Yes.
going to first find us, and then maybe the other ones will be the options.
Yes,
So if you're looking for a tweed jacket, chances are you're not going to find me there.
yes,
You know, if you say tweed jacket, it doesn't matter if it's an African fashion, I'm not going to be there. They're going to show you
Yes.
Chanel before they
Yes.
show you me. But if
True,
you
true.
put African designer dress or something like that,
intercultural,
it's going to be me.
Yes,
It's
yes.
going to be me. There is no way you're going to find Chanel in that part.
Yes,
And I
yes.
think that is how we've been managing to deal with the competition.
Wow. I'm learning. I'm really, really learning. And because you've talked of something that is, I don't know. It's like, but you're not so cautious about it. For me to even think of, your people, your tribe, or the people that actually are interested, whereby it comes to even you saying that, know who you are. Because once you know who you are, then you're not going to follow a wave of, most people are putting on Louis Vuitton, I have to, do something. No, the people that are going to be searching, Waincharabo, African, sustainable design. Wow. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to I'm learning. I'm learning. Yes. Thank you. But when it comes to the business, you've talked about how you're making it seem so easy to deal with. Just know yourself. Make sure you're in the first searches. But what is something, and you've already talked about the runway pressure, but what is the pressure that a designer out there should be ready for, should prepare for, when it comes to the fashion industry, especially globally? Yes.
Okay, I think one of the things that you should be ready for is that the world is expecting more and more and more and more. It's like you're a cow. Everyone wants to just milk and milk and milk and milk and milk.
Yes.
So that is going to be your challenge. You have to be ready to keep giving and keep giving yourself. You have to keep giving yourself.
Wow.
And because of that, one of the best advices that I can give is that try to delegate. Try to delegate as much as you can. If you have a sister, for example, that she's so good with the computers, make sure that you give her the liberty to be with the website and just make sure that they work with it and make sure that it's where it has to be. If you have a friend that just love camera work, just call them and say, hey, John, I'm trying to shoot a video for my collection. Can you please come through? Work with John. Let them know what your brand is about. For instance, the people that I work with, they know when I tell them, like, if I call even the hairstylist of Wainchirabo, if I call him and I tell him, Jordi, we're having the photo shoot, he knows that it's not going, number one is going to be so Wainchirabo because I like what I like, I don't like what I don't like. So he always tells me, Winnie, can we someday just do a ponytail and the models go, yeah, we shall try the next photo shoot, you know. So that's the thing, is that you have to make sure that you find people that you can communicate to your vision and they can adopt it and try to grow with them, most importantly. Because at the end of the day, when there are egos in the creative spaces.
I know.
As a designer, you want this, and the photographer wants that, the stylist wants that, the hairstylist wants the other. You're saying, I made a beautiful collar, you put the hair back, and the hairstylist is like, I spent a lot of time doing the hair, it has to be here. So
everyone has to shine.
Exactly. So you have to find a team that you grow with in such a way that when you say there is a photo shoot, they all understand the vision. So even when they are proposing ideas, they are in line with your vision.
Wow.
But again, you don't have to go outsourcing. We have people around us that know things or love things, but they don't have opportunities. Your sister could like painting. Introduce her to the world of makeup. Let her start to help you around. Come and do makeup for the models. Or your sister likes going downtown hunting for heels. Make her go and be the stylist. Tell her, go look for shoes. Go. This is the dress. Decide how it should look and see how they work around it. Work with the people around you. But importantly, delegate. Because the industry wants more and more and more.
Never stops.
Yeah. So if you want to do it all by yourself, you're going to drain yourself out.
Oh, wow. Because I was going to ask that question, don't you just get exhausted at some point?
You do.
Yeah.
You do get exhausted. But when you delegate, that's why I told you, when I feel like the pressure is too much, I'm having too many orders, I cannot reach everywhere. I said,
no, what's so
Taylor,
please.
Where are you?
Tasa.
Okay. do that. Do that.
Yes.
And then you know that, okay, that is dealt with. Let me do with this. Basically.
Wow. That's so beautiful. So beautiful to know. So you talked over, you blending African fabric with the European fabric. And I have seen in my little research in fashion, I have seen, the Nigerians kind of like, there's a way they're just like taking their fabrics by storm to, to those asobis, those things, I don't know, they call them corsets, corsets. And, do you think the Ugandan fabric and the Ugandan fashion design is ready for the international spotlight in case something happens and then all eyes on the Ugandan fabric, especially the kikoy, because it's something that I really love among your collection. Do you think the Ugandan fashion industry is ready, and is the world also ready for the Ugandan fashion industry?
100%.
Oh, wow.
100%. One of our dresses from the Roots collection, which is the one that is having the chikoi, was featured on the biggest red carpet in Europe, which is the film industry side of light. You can check it on Berlinales tongue twist Germany. I speak French and Catalan, so
Oh, yeah.
I cannot tongue twist Germany. But it was
yes.
featured right there by Annabelle Mandeng, who was also featured in the movies with Liam Nelson.
Oh, wow.
Big Girl, featured
Wow.
in Vikings.
Wow.
Big Girl. So basically,
It is already happening,
exactly.
actually. Wow.
She looked at the website, and the dress that she liked was that one that was having a chikoi.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Wow.
The world is ready.
The world is
They
ready
are
for
ready
us,
for
guys.
us.
They are.
They are.
Are we?
And it's exactly
Are
the
we
question
though?
is, are we? However, there is also an article that I wrote and I put on our LinkedIn,
Okay.
and it was saying Africa is a competitive advantage, has a competitive advantage, and all of this I explained
untapped.
it. It's untapped.
Oh.
The people are ready to receive us,
Yes.
but we are scared to put ourselves out there for whatever reason it may be.
Yes.
But I say in that article, don't stop yourself.
Wow.
The world is ready. The world is always looking for something new, especially in the European side of things. There is what we
Yes.
call fast fashion, where the fashion trends change every week.
Oh,
Every week there is
every
a new
week?
trend. Every week there is a new trend.
Wow.
So if you find a dress this week in the shops
The
and you
next
don't
time.
buy it, next week it's not there.
Every week.
Every week.
Wow.
And there is this entire part of the world that is untapped.
Wow.
Do you know what the
Wow.
advantage is there that we have? A big one.
It's too much advantage. Too much advantage.
Exactly.
Oh, well, our time is fast spent, and we're having an amazing time. We are really having an amazing time. We are really having an amazing time, and I am so glad and happy to be here. But one thing that maybe I would ask Winnie Kirabo is to just talk a little bit about roots, because you've talked about the process about making roots and how it's very important for people to embrace our African culture. Please talk about roots.
Roots generally was after I had released the Black and White collection. The Black and White collection was to literally tell the people what Wine Chirabo is, which
Yes.
is a brand that represents both the African culture and the European culture. And then after that, we went ahead and we launched the Roots. Now,
Yes.
Roots was to say, remember the Black and White? I introduced myself. I was as an African designer,
Yes.
but now I'm reintroducing myself. I'm not just an African designer, but I'm an African designer from Uganda. So basically, that is what Roots was about.
Wow.
It was to explain that, hey, remember the other one? It was telling you I'm African, but now this one is to tell you exactly
Uganda.
where in Africa I'm from.
Yes. Oh,
So basically,
wow.
that was Roots.
Wow. Wow. Time is fast spent, like I'd said, and we're just going to rush very fast to our YouTube channel, and we say something that you guys are saying. First and foremost, I would want to thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying the Living Arts channel. Please, send this link, share with a friend, and I am so excited that you are actually watching and listening in. Okay, so we are having so many people that are engaged. This is so beautiful. All right, so we're having Kathy Safia, who's there, who's saying, hey, hello family there. Hey Safia, it's amazing to see you here. Ismail Matovo is saying, how nice to be on the show. Wow, it's nice to know that you're on the show. We go to Brenda Zerida, who's saying, I'm glad to be mentored by wine. I'm learning already too much. She's down on the dialogue on the dialogue.
Yeah.
Kindly remind me.
Creative dialogue.
Creative dialogue. Then we are having the Coffee Galaxy International. So the Coffee Galaxy International is saying, I love that when it's time to create, you are alone. And I think it's very much important to know how sometimes being in solitude is very vital in being a creative, And okay, so thank you so much for watching. Please, I ask that you share, you like, you subscribe, you hit that notification bell, and let us keep this conversation going even the next Wednesday. So Living Arts is a platform which celebrates culture through film, through the creative industry, and I'm glad to be a part of this beautiful family of Living Arts. Yes, please. So we talked about something very important when it comes to Wine Kirabo. We had a very amazing, interesting her journey, how it all began. So it began with identity of how she started sorry, I was going to say music.
Musician girl.
Yeah, because I'm a musician, babe. Yeah. So she started with her fashion, as you know, doing dresses that she was familiar with, you know, something that she was seeing around. And then when she was in an environment where they were asking, but where are we going to put this attire from? Beautiful design, but where is it going to be seen from? And then that's where she, you know, joined both the two cultures, where she came from and where she's at the moment, and she created this authentic, beautiful merger of both the European and African design. So when we talk about design and when we talk about mental health, I believe, because she talked about how sometimes it's important to have with people that are dealing with self-esteem, people that are dealing with, you know, their bodies and everything. And it's so beautiful to know that she's empowering women. And the bigger part of her market value, I don't want to say value, but that's how that's coming in my head, is there are 40 women that are 40 and above. And for me, I feel empowered as someone who could be in my 40s within no time, you know. Yeah, but yes, time is fast spent, but we want to come to the last part of our segment, which is fun and fiery. So fun and fiery, I don't know if I explained it to you. Most cases I explained it before.
You didn't.
So fun and fiery is when I ask questions. They're usually by just instinct. Like I ask and you're like, dish, you know, within a second.
Okay.
So I want to give this theme, you know, stitches. You know, like we do like that machine.
Okay.
You know.
Okay, let's go.
So heels or sneakers?
Sneakers.
Sneakers. Okay, wax print or silk?
Silk.
Okay, the first thing you designed that made you proud?
End of year project.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Most glamorous city, is it Kampala, Barcelona, or Paris?
Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Sorry, Paris.
Okay. All right, sorry, Paris. So we got to one word that describes your style.
Ooh, empowering.
Empowering. Oh, wow, yes. Fashion rule you love to break.
The classics.
The classics.
Yeah.
What do you mean by the classics?
Like I would like to reinvent them.
Oh, reinvent them.
Yeah.
Okay. So the soundtrack to your design process.
Ooh, that would be Burna Boy's Get it. I forgot his name. You know it.
All right. So the one, you know, sometimes when you're talking about like if you're doing with music, I think of like this.
No. I have to dance a little bit.
I know. So the one celebrity you dream of dressing?
Rihanna.
I was thinking Beyonce. Okay, Rihanna.
I'm not
okay.
I'm sorry to be.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, Ugandan dish you miss the most when you're in Spain?
Rolex.
Oh, non chinyebwa. Oh, Rolex.
Yeah.
Okay. If your life were a runway show, what would it be called?
Ooh. Oh, you call me on that. My life is a runway show.
So what would it be?
I call it?
Yes.
Africa Arise.
Africa Arise. Yes, fight the power. All right, you guys, we are coming to the end of our show, and today has been amazing. Today has been so empowering. I feel so empowered by what Wine Kirabo was saying today. It's like a lesson. It's like a masterclass for me. And today, as we are closing for today, till next Wednesday, please tune in again. Follow Living Arts, subscribe, hit that link button, and do whatever that needs to be done. Like everything needs to be tapped, you know. And thank you for watching. Till